We're out here play testing the On the Roger Pro 2 tennis shoes. Come see what we thought of this shoe from one of the newest brands on the market.
I know On is a super trendy shoe in lots of categories, but I personally had never had a chance to wear On shoes until this playtest, and I was really excited to try out the On the Roger Pro 2. The cosmetics are awesome. This shoe looks amazing, but I really struggled with this playtest. We recently had a shoe that took several weeks to break in, and while I was testing this one, I thought maybe each time it would get better, and unfortunately for me, it was an uncomfortable playtest. The fit is slightly snug. I do like to feel very secure in my toe box. However, I tend to supinate with my feet, and that kind of pulls my toes up and out. And unfortunately, it was just a very uncomfortable experience. So after an hour or so on the court, these were shoes that I wanted to take right off. They didn't fit my feet very well. I can say though that mesh upper is super lightweight, very breathable. I can tell these are meant to be a very speedy shoe. The cushioning underfoot is more on the firm side, and they do have that carbon plate to make you really fast. However, because my feet were hurting, it was hard to want to move forward in these. As far as traction, no issues at all whatsoever. I never felt like I was gonna slide or slip. It held me up quite well. And I didn't have a chance to test the durability as much as I would like to in our normal test, but no signs of wear for me. I know that that is something that On has done in this update. They've beefed up that durability. So all in all, unfortunately, this is not going to be the shoe for me, but maybe I'll try the On the Roger Clubhouse shoes, and those will be a better fit.
Like Michelle, this is my first time in On shoes, and I have to say when I opened the box, I was really pleased with the look of these shoes. I like the little details, especially right here at the heel. There's a nice little Swiss flag. It's a little cool call out. I also liked the breathability of the shoe. There's lots of mesh in the upper, nice and breathable. My feet never felt overheated in these shoes. When I put them on, I did notice they do run a little short, but I liked the fit lengthwise, so I stayed in my true size. However, with my wider feet, it was a little bit snug in the toe box, and it just wasn't gonna open up. I didn't find that the uppers were going to relax a lot because there's this supportive plastic piece here on the lateral edge of the forefoot, and it was really just causing some pain as I wore them on the court. I tried to wear thinner socks to minimize that. However, still just the toe box wasn't quite wide enough for my feet. These shoes are very low to the ground. These days I'm preferring a little bit more cushioning, especially up in the forefoot, though players who like a kind of flatter shoe that feels really connected to the court might enjoy that. Traction levels were good. I thought that I could plant as well as pivot easily, so I never felt too unsure of foot on court. Unfortunately for me, it just came down to fit. It wasn't really the greatest fit for my wide foot, despite the fact that I really liked the cosmetics of these shoes.
I have a pair of On casual shoes that I really love, and I'm really excited to see what they did with a more tennis specific shoe. And the first thing that I found was when I put these shoes on, I have to agree with the other play testers, I found that the length is a bit short. Now I kind of was going back and forth between the sizes. I tried on an 8.5, which is a half size bigger than my normal size 8. And I found there's a little bit too much room within the shoe for me. I do have a narrow fit. So I did go back down to that 8 to get more of a secure fit, but I found that I'm probably right in between the two sizes. Now for the positives for me, the first thing I thought was that the shoe was very breathable. There's great ventilation and great airflow. The second thing for me that I really liked was the low to the ground feel. There's not a lot of cushioning underneath, so you do get a nice court feel and feel really connected to the court. And kind of building on that, I actually found the shoes to be pretty stable, especially ankle-wise. There wasn't really anything to kind of roll over, so I was able to play without any issues there. Now for some things I would like improvement on, the first is that I like a little bit more cushioning underneath, and because these have so little cushioning, I wasn't getting the shock absorption that I like when I'm moving around. Second thing is I had a little movement within the shoe, even using that last eyelet. My foot was still moving, mostly kind of forwards and backwards, hitting that front toe bumper when I was moving aggressively. And lastly, for me, I wasn't the biggest fan of the combination of traction and weight. For me, I found that I was struggling to get a good heel to toe transition, so the shoes felt a little slappy to me. And the traction for me was just a little bit sticky, so I felt a little bit slow, kind of pushing off, kind of losing a half second here and there. Overall though, I really do love the cosmetics of these shoes. I think they're great both on and off court. Just wasn't the perfect fit for my foot.
I heard so much about these Roger Pro 2 shoes, so I'm super excited to try them and see how they perform on court. I wanted to love them so bad, and I still do, but there were a couple unfortunate twists during the playtest that made this a bit tricky for me. I love how lightweight these shoes feel on court. I felt very speedy. I barely could feel them on my feet, so that's definitely a big plus. Then I also really enjoyed how close I felt to the ground. I always could trust my movement with these shoes on, and I never questioned the stability they were providing for me. The stability I felt, it's very unique, especially how light the shoes are. So I think On did an amazing job making the shoes as stable as they actually feel. My heels felt super locked in, and I just felt like I could trust them with every single step. When it comes to comfort, I do wish these shoes were a bit more cushioned underfoot. Especially after long hours of play, they were not as plush as I was hoping that they would be. But after a few hours of break-in time, I felt like the carbon plate flexed a bit more, and that became a bit springy as I was playing, and I really enjoyed that extra springiness in my steps. Now, the part where I struggled a bit through the playtest was this unfortunate pain that I felt on the lateral side of the shoe, right under the pinky toe area where this plastic connects to the shoe. Unfortunately, it did not go away at all, even after 15-20 hours of playtime. I really desperately wanted this pain to go away because I wanted to love these shoes so bad, and they looked so good, and they felt so comfortable, and they were so light and supportive. But this pain made it a bit of a tricky experience for me. When it comes to traction, I thought the outsole was pretty much just perfect. It gave me a perfect blend of grip and give. Shout out to On for that as well. Just like durability, I didn't see much wear on the shoe. Honestly, I don't think it will be a major problem at all. So all in all, if it wasn't for that unfortunate pain I felt, which I really wanted to go away, these are amazing shoe options for high-performance players looking for something light and speedy on court. Thank you for watching. For more information on this shoe or any others, please go check out Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.